Awesome. So we're here on a long Sunday day after hard days of work. I'm here with a second pilot out of three. I will let him explain a little bit of who he is and, yeah. Explain who you are, sir.
Well, I'm a pilot at Leading Edge Helicopters here in Santa Marcos, and for Leading Edge in general.
Name, where are you from?
Oh, yeah, I guess I should start with that.
Yeah.
So, my name is Wyatt K. Work for Leading Edge. I am originally from Texas, in a little small town of Atkins, near Lavernia, if y'all know where that is.
Awesome. So the first question I wanted to ask is, since you are such a young pilot, here you are the youngest one here. Where did you kind of get your inspiration to fly, and where did you start?
Well, my inspiration, I guess, originated from a young age. Mm-hmm. I always caught myself staring up at airplanes. That's probably every pilot's deal. But I really didn't think of it as a career until my dad went on a hunting lease. They use helicopters to survey the deer, mm-hmm. and I thought that was a cool little thing I could do with the helicopter license. Mm-hmm. So I started in 2019, technically December 31st of 2019, but it's still 2019.
Gotcha.
Started there and worked my way up.
I gotcha. Next question I wanted to ask was, I know with the of course, you have to take a test to become a pilot.
Correct.
Kind of explain and run down a little bit of how the process was for you, studying wise, and then as you took the exam, did you think it was kind of hard, kind of easy? Just kind of go over that.
Well, so I am a commercial pilot. I also got my instrument as well. Mm-hmm. So the instrument means I can fly by the instruments, and I can fly into a cloud. So for my private and my commercial, they were pretty easy. Mm-hmm. The study apps that my school provided to me were really nice. The instrument, though, was a bit more challenging. It had a lot more regulations in it that I had to put to memory. Mm-hmm. And most of the ones for instrument I have actually kind of forgotten. I kind of need to get brushed up on them.
Yeah.
But everything else for my private and
mm-hmm.
for my commercial ratings and such, all that stuff is still stuck with me.
Gotcha. Awesome. And then there's the last question. When you first started to fly, what were you most nervous about? And now that you have been flying for a while now, what feels most comfortable to you when you're flying in the air?
So what made me uncomfortable while flying? When I first started out flying. Let's see.
I know it's probably a little nerve-wracking first getting up in the air.
Yeah, well, initially the takeoffs, because initially I wasn't one in control. My instructor was. The first few times taking off, mm-hmm. felt uneasy, unnatural to my body's systems. Mm-hmm. So it really threw me for a loop. And then I guess another little instance of what really scared me when I was flying is having some engine issues, as well as first flying without doors. Oh yeah, making those turns, looking down, like, hey, there's nothing there.
Yeah, true.
It's not.
I can understand that.
The best idea.
Mm-hmm. And then just final. I was thinking about it since you kind of said you were with uncomfortableness. I know a lot of y'all pilots talk about how hovering is kind of difficult to start out.
Correct.
Kind of explain that as you start to fly, you start to get used to flying. How much more easier and more confident do you feel in yourself now than when you first started?
So when I first started, I couldn't hold a hover. I would, because there's 3 different controls. Mm-hmm. When they first started you out, they started you out on the pedals first, kind of get you to understand those. Then your collective, which raises and lower you, mm-hmm. as well as your throttles on that. And then there's the cyclic, which is in the center, which controls your movement, which is the trickiest out of the 3. It took me about 12 to, I think it's like 15. No, hold on, 5 to like 8 hours of flying before I could actually hover.
Oh, really? Damn.
Yeah. It's one of the hardest things to do because you have a lot of stuff that you take into effect.
Exactly.
Whenever you're doing what we call straight and level flight, you have the wind kind of taking most of the factors out of it. So instead of, you don't really necessarily worry with the pedals. Again, you do check them now and then, make sure they are in trim, as we call it. But most of the factors are out. You have to worry about your altitude and your speed.
Cool. And that will conclude our interview. This is number 2 pilot out of 3, Mr. Wyatt K. And I appreciate you for the interview today.
No problem, sir.